Weddings-ish, 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 with Jove.
Well, hello, and thank you so much for tuning in to Weddings-ish with Jove, a podcast all about love, joy, and weddings-ish with a special guest each episode. This episode, I will not be the host of this podcast, but I will be the guest along with my husband, Kyle Torrence. And we have a special host of this episode, Emma Gray, co-host of Love to See It podcast. Emma, I'm going to let you take it away.
Oh my gosh. I am so honored to be here when you guys slightly drunkenly asked me to do this at your wedding. I was like, are they serious? Is it actually going to happen? No, it's happening.
It's happening.
No one else.
Also, I was not drunk. I was very clear-minded.
Sorry.
Can't speak for myself.
Yeah. No, you waited a while before.
I did. I was really good.
You really did.
We
Really
were talking
good.
about
Really
it
good.
during the wedding.
Which I think is actually a pro tip, to be honest, to really be present at your wedding by drinking
I agree.
later in your wedding.
I did the same thing. So we
For
all
yours?
did it right. Yeah.
Oh,
You
okay.
never want to be a drunk bride, so I was waiting till like midnight. I had my first drink.
Was it really midnight?
Yeah, like I was having
Wow.
sips of champagne.
No,
my
I
first
remember
martini.
because I was actually with Kyle and he
Yes.
was like, it's my time.
Yes.
Let's go to the bar.
And it was the reception. He was
Yep.
like, I can go to the bar, get me a
Yep.
martini.
Yes,
It's now. And I
yes.
was like, I'm so proud of you.
Meanwhile, at your wedding, we walked right to the bar for the welcome drink, and we were
Yes.
like, 2 lychee martinis
And that's the beauty
When
of
you're
being
a
a
guest.
guest.
to the top.
I'm so excited to be a guest at the next wedding.
Yes, 100%.
That is why I was so full of joy at your wedding, having just recently been at my own.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, it's so relaxing
So
here.
much nicer on
Isn't
this
it?
side.
Yes.
So as all of you guys can tell, I was a guest at Kyle and Jove's amazing wedding, and I'm just so honored to be here and that, you know, all of the listeners are letting me into your space to talk
full
about this
circle.
beautiful
We're
wedding.
so happy you're here. We love
We were
talking
single
about your
for
wedding.
many years together, so it's so fun to talk about it on this
too.
side.
Yes,
Oh.
Kyle and I were in the trenches. We were messy. We
Yes.
were miserable.
And we talked a lot about it for many years.
We
so
did.
The
We have-
excitement of post-marriage talking is really exciting.
Is this surreal for both of you? Now you're
A little
married,
bit.
Oh,
married ladies?
We
So
were like,
surreal.
is it going to happen? I don't know at a certain point.
I just had many day drinking flashbacks in the middle of Brooklyn being like, men.
Men are tough.
Just men, question
men,
mark.
question mark. Yeah, a lot of late nights, a lot of drunk days,
Yes.
a lot of just like, are we going to find our people?
Are we going to live together in a commune with all of our single friends
I'm
forever?
Still down for that, but
Yes.
with couples.
Was that
Yes,
an option?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
It was getting there.
Yeah, it was.
I
Make
do
the
think
best of
commune
it.
living is the way to go.
I mean, no, I'm a real
Oh, 100%.
proponent. I'm just saying if we all wanted to go in and build, like, buy a building together.
Yeah, a brownstone in
Yeah.
Brooklyn Heights.
I'm not opposed. Not
I'm
opposed.
here.
I think
We
my
need the help.
husband would
Yeah.
be really into it.
I'm like, your
so.
people will email our people. i.e.
Exactly.
Adam
Well,
can email me.
Yeah. We'll be drinking. We'll be sipping champagne.
I can't
having fun. Okay. So let's go back to you've gotten engaged and you two are sitting down and you're like, okay, we're having a wedding.
Mhm.
We have to plan it. Did you start that process right away or did you like take a beat and really want to enjoy the engagement before you dived in?
I'm trying to remember.
I think that we went pretty quickly
Yeah.
into wedding dreaming. I don't know
Yes.
if we went right to
Planning.
mood boards and planning
Sure.
and all of that, but we did.
Dream.
I've been thinking about my wedding since I was like 3 years old and had like a Barbie and a G.I. Joe or a G.I. Joe and a G.I. Joe.
Am I your G.I. Joe?
I
G.I.
see
Joe?
the resemblance. It's uncanny.
Well, it's amazing when people are like, maybe if we take away the Barbies, it'll help at school. And then I just have 2 G.I. Joes in the tub.
And they're just like,
you know, it's all
banging.
happening
Yeah.
quicker. Yeah. So they're walking down the aisle. But yeah, I think Jove started just throwing out venues, I think, at different times. And
I had wanted to do a destination wedding originally.
Yes.
Oh,
I
I didn't
wanted
realize
to
that.
do a beach, a remote island with 30, 40 people. That was my dream when we were in the dreaming phase.
And I did not want to take care of 30 or 40 people and every detail. I wanted to just say, here's the wedding, see you there. And when you have a destination, it's like, where are we
Yeah.
staying? Oh, now we don't like where we're staying. Like, what are we doing every step of the day? Like, what are the activities? And I was like, I don't want to deal with any of that. I don't want to take care of anyone.
Yeah, it was very
So
different.
How did you land on a city wedding?
I reached out across the world, to be honest. I was like, I just have to explore to see what's out there. And then
Any takers? Anyone want to
anyone
help us
interested?
out?
And when we kind of got information back, we were also looking in the city. We looked at like 3 to 4 different venues in the city. And we had always thought about the Bowery Hotel because it's very much your style, your aesthetic, old world, beautiful, glamour.
It's very New York.
I was struggling because I worked there a lot.
Yeah.
And I've worked there over a decade. And I was like, well, that's where I work. That's not where I get married.
But I love that story of him having so many experiences being the planner there, and then it coming full circle to him having his own dream wedding there.
Well,
I
I
just
feel
couldn't
like
get out of my way of like the staff watching
Yeah.
me dance and me drink when normally I'm the staff watching other people drink and dance.
I was going to ask about that contrast.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like right when you guys got engaged, I remember thinking like, oh, is Jove going to be able to like turn off the work brain? Like,
Yeah.
where is like the line going to be between I am a groom and I am a wedding planner?
Yeah.
How did you navigate those dual roles? And like, did you feel extra pressure to make your wedding so special because you have the job that you do?
Yeah, I wore the hat probably from the day we signed the venue all the way up until Friday night at probably 9 p.m. before the wedding. Like, I really took it as far as I could. But I was nervous because I wanted to be a guest at our wedding.
Yeah.
And I would watch, I mean, everyone at every industry event was coming up to him. What are you going to do? How are you going to make this different?
Yeah.
And he's done so many different things in this space. I totally understood why it was hard. But then sometimes I would be acting like, oh, but it's all fine. It doesn't matter. And then I'd be like, oh, no, it's a lot of stress for you.
It does matter to you.
Yeah, I'm so
It
sorry.
matters the most.
And to me, I walked in the room and I was like, the chairs are fabulous. It's all fabulous as is. We could just get married in here today. And Jove was like,
the conversations we had, he's like, we don't need rental chairs. I'm like, okay, you need to calm down. We don't need one set of rental chairs. We need 2. I don't know if you noticed they were different for ceremony and
Oh, I
dinner.
did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. And he was like, no, we'll just use those chairs. And I was like, we are not getting divorced before we get married.
No, see, I'm the Kyle. I'm like, yeah, who cares?
A chair's a chair. Yeah.
Listen, you see a bill and you're like, this chair is gorgeous.
Yeah.
I've never seen a nicer
He did
chair.
really say like that much on rentals. And I was like, yes, that
But
much on rentals.
You had a vision, though.
Yeah.
And being a guest at your wedding, it is so clear that there was like a very cohesive vision. How did you get there? Like, did you know going in, this is the way I want it to feel, or this is the way I want it to look, or like, was that just a process that the two of you went on completely together?
It was a journey. For me, I start with my clients and with us with a floor plan, like the flow.
And I was the client.
Oh, let me tell you, the client
difficult
without
one.
Very difficult
the
client.
client who didn't pay their deposit or sign a contract.
Calling him at 3 a.m. when I'm sitting in the bed, waking
like,
up in the middle of the night.
hey.
Hey, I've got a little idea.
The neediest client I've ever had.
He was like, I'm off hours. This is off work hours. I was like, sorry.
I'm like, what's personal space? I start all of my jobs with floor plan and flow because I think knowing where things are going to happen is really important. It also sets the guest count and the experience. So once we landed on the Bowery Hotel, which we adore, I didn't want to do it the way most people do it. And at that space, most people do the ceremony in the fireplace room, cocktail hour in the front bar, dinner where we did dancing, and dancing where we did dinner. So everyone does it totally different there. And I get that, and it's a beautiful flow. But I knew right away I wanted sunlight involved in our ceremony. So the room we had our ceremony is where most people have dinner. So they don't get the sunlight. They only get the chandeliers at night, and they don't get any sunlight in that room. They're not in that room when the sun is out. I knew that I wanted that, so I laid that out, which then set our guest count.
So that's how you determined the number of people, which I know that you guys were very strict about, and that was hard.
It was very hard.
Yeah, Kyle wanted to invite 300 people.
No, that was me.
I would have been very happy with 300 people. I was 300 people and we could sacrifice design. I now would never want that after what an incredible design you created. But at the time,
Thanks, babe. I don't think you've said that yet.
yes, he just likes that I'm saying I was wrong about something.
It's
Oh,
public.
say it
It's
one-
on record.
Say it one more time.
No, that's okay.
You're
we all
brilliant,
got it.
and it was beautiful.
Yeah, keep going.
But at the time, I just wanted everyone, and even during the wedding process, though, and as we were sitting going through lists, it got quite easy to really start being like, who is that person? Does that person need to come? Do I talk to that person? And it was easy to break that down then eventually.
But hard for you at the start.
Very hard.
And
I would have invited like the Uber driver that brought me to our first venue meeting, who I fell in love with, and was like, "You're great."
he
Let
probably
your kids
did,
come."
actually. He probably did. Kyle's heart is generous, but I have to like rule the bank account. You know what I mean? Like that's the reality of this relationship. And so I don't even know if you know, but technically that venue, they say they can host 200, comfortably 180. I did lie to Kyle.
Because, I thought it was a cap of 150.
And now I'm going to
that's
act
the party
very
line.
calm while we're here in public.
I'm saying this lie on air because I know he'll act calm. I did lie. I fibbed. The way we did that flow was perfect for 130, but we invited 150, and I did lie and say that was the max capacity.
That's okay.
Wow.
And it was for it was
Choking on the drink.
for the layout I wanted. You could have done more in a layout I didn't want to do.
We even had some last minute cancellations that lost us a table, and I think the room looked 100
better
times
for it.
better
Yeah.
for that lost table.
It felt full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had hoped we'd invite 150 and we'd land at 130, 140. Kyle hoped we'd invite 150 and land at 155.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. I thought when people said no, you just invited more.
Yes, you
but
just continue inviting.
That's my philosophy.
Mine was
was
always
mine.
secretly like, no, we need to be at 130. That's
Yeah.
the dream number.
Yes.
But I couldn't say that at the jump.
So where did you land?
132.
132.
Yeah, 132.
Which was a great number.
It was perfect.
It was amazing.
And we went into that space, and Jove was like, just give me a moment to sit with Lily, our amazing florist from Mimosa Floral.
Yeah.
And then they just sat and did their own designing, because it was hard for me. They were constructing this new way to use the space, and I was just looking at like Pinterest boards, and I was like, no, let's just do this.
Yeah. Do what you've
And
seen
so
before. Do
for
what's
me
pretty.
to not have a picture of what it would be and just trust Jove's design was, yes, I should trust that. But in my head, I just needed a visual of how that would actually
You're
look.
also one of the grooms.
Yes,
so I was
totally.
actually going to ask about that. Like, how did you balance that? Because obviously, I know the two of you in your relationship, you have a beautiful partnership. You wanted the wedding, which it did, to reflect both of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But obviously, you're the expert in the space. So, like,
100%.
how did you square?
I think that our roles, we started working on our roles. Jove would let me have final approval or talk through things once he had his
vision, kind of. Yeah.
which was great. And then I took more ownership. I wrote the whole script of the ceremony, and then had all of my friends that were singers. I picked their music and had
He
them
did
singing.
all the musical moments.
So I feel like we just kind of went towards what we knew,
Our
Your
strengths.
our strengths, and then kind of blended together that.
And I tell all my clients, you get one veto for your spouse.
What was
and
yours?
We both got a veto.
Yeah, what was mine?
Your guest count.
Oh, yes.
I vetoed it.
But
kinda
now
in a
I realize
sneaky
maybe
way.
I had some more room to move, and I'm going to check and call places next
Moving
time
forward.
we have a huge event.
So, but Kyle's veto, originally I had designed a completely different wedding.
Really?
Yeah, the wedding was going to look totally different. And that was Kyle's veto, and he used it out the gate.
Oh, yeah, no. No. All chrome.
Yeah, so I wanted an entire
Interesting.
chrome wedding. And I
No.
wanted all of the guests to wear white.
My family's not wearing white. We are so pasty. None of us are wearing white. Jove
I think this
wanted-
conversation all went like this. He's like, do you not even know me? Do you not know my family? Do you not love me?
My
We don't
mother
wear
would
white.
never wear white.
My mother would never wear white.
Love you, Mom. I was fighting for
Okay,
us.
also, your mom looked
Chic.
incredible.
Penny was chic.
So chic.
She was
silver,
mother.
black,
Silver and black.
gorgeous.
Also, the color combination my mother
Yes.
wore.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
And your mother looked amazing. I won't forget that one
No,
either.
I had a whole conversation with your mother about
Yes.
the evolution of her outfit,
Yes.
and like she looked unreal.
Iconic.
So I
Yes.
wanted a chrome wedding. I thought it. Here's the thing.
And let me tell you,
would've
every
been
time he
chic.
says this, everyone's like, "Oh." So I'm not the only one. Like everyone in, like even in
Not
his wedding industry, they're like,
everyone. Here's the
"Oh."
thing. I'm a forward thinker. I create trends. I don't copy them. That's
I love
not
that
what
about
I'm in the
you.
business of doing.
Chic. I'm gonna use that.
So, and I say that not to like
Same.
do this, but like it's our wedding. And to your
Yes.
earlier question, there was a lot of pressure. And I was in my own head and in my own way
Totally.
about what are we going to do? What am I going to do
How do I differentiate?
to make
almost-
everyone else happy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that pressure was there. And then I thought, I've never seen an entire wedding. I had two ideas. One was fully chrome. and the other was one pattern. It was going to be a stripe or a plaid in the entire dining room. Carpet, wall curtains,
that is cool.
That I
table
think is so
linens,
cool.
I think that's
plates,
cool.
That's really cool.
ceiling,
That just got
lighting
real
treatment.
expensive.
Yeah.
That will do for
I
another
did not
client
veto that.
Yeah, I was
with
like,
more money. That I still see it, and I know it
no,
would be.
I love that.
That's
It
chic.
would
That's
be.
so
Yeah.
chic.
It was going to be. But anyway.
But it means everything custom.
Yeah.
Right, because you can't deviate any bit of it.
No,
You
No,
have
it has to
commit.
be
You have to
custom,
commit.
custom,
Yeah.
custom, nothing rental. So then I let that go because of money. But the chrome, I really felt
No.
He's still thinking about the chrome.
No.
the wedding that
And
could
to
have
tell
been.
you that before we even went to the Chrome, he was like, we should get married on a beach and everyone wear all white. And I was like, none
Yeah.
of my family, we don't go to the beach.
Yeah.
You're like,
Like,
we've red hair.
We have
Again, he's like, do you know me? Do you love me?
You've already gotten me to weekends in Fire Island where I have the biggest hat and I have a light sunburn on my arms, everyone. That's why I'm covered. So I couldn't be doing that at my wedding. Red on a wedding is not pretty.
That's fair.
So that was his veto.
Yes.
Okay, so obviously there were things that kind of shaped the wedding that were like budget realities,
Yep.
space realities, and that like fed into the vision. That
Yes.
makes a lot of
Yes.
sense.
Yeah. And then when he basically vetoed that, I was like, it honestly took me a minute because I was like, this is going to be amazing. And
how
Kyle's
dare you.
very decisive, and it was probably a conversation where he's like, so what are you thinking about the wedding? And I'm probably driving and doing 3 other things at the same time. And I'm like, I'll tell you later when I have it flushed out with visuals because I know him. He's like, tell me now. And I'm like, I'm thinking all chrome. And probably without even missing a beat. Nope, hate it.
Okay, what I've learned in this is that the dominant planning partner in any relationship at a wedding is doing a majority of the work, and then when they come to the other partner with their ideas,
Visions.
the other partner doesn't really know sometimes how much work they put into it, and they
Yeah.
make a quick
That's fair.
response.
That's fair.
And I would realize that Jove would be very hurt when I wouldn't like something, and I
Or want to
wasn't.
talk about it.
Well, he would show me
No.
this, and I'd be
You'd be
like,
like, no.
no, and I wouldn't sit and think about the fact that he had spent weeks working on something that he was presenting me, and now I know, and I
Yes.
learned throughout the
Yeah.
process
Yeah, it's different.
that nothing could be quick. I'd have to say, tell me how you got here, then I'd really kind of figure
You
out
had to
how
go
long it took.
re
He wanted
go
a
on
story.
the journey.
Give you
He
the
wanted a
journey.
story.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in the end, it was all perfect because the chrome wedding isn't us. It's not who we are.
Yeah.
It
It's a
would
cool
have been
idea, but
beautiful.
it's not you.
It's not our story.
And
So-
Jove could always use
Yeah.
the, well, why don't you come back to me with your idea? And then I'd be like, nope, yours sounds great. That sounds like a lot of work.
Your idea.
Yeah.
On second
Love
thought,
that idea.
Incredible.
You're doing all the work.
He's
Love
like, you
it.
can call this person, get that quote, put this together. And I was like, okay, whoa, lots of words and numbers. That sounds great.
But I think ultimately we said no to chrome. I
Yes.
cried a little bit. I moved on. And then I really did what I do for all of our clients, which is like, what is our love story? What is our journey? And how can we take our guests on that? And so that was sort of the beginning of it, and it was built in phases. So once I knew where the ceremony was, and I knew I love color, I knew stained glass was like the way to do it. You know, we have the beautiful stained glass water tower right near our apartment where we walk every day. It's
Which
in
is
our
tattooed on
neighborhood.
you.
It's tattooed on my arm. I'm
So
so inspired by that
Yes.
artist. It like just felt right. And he was like, yes, I agree. So then we
Love
had like a
that.
beginning where we could both agree and then build from that point.
Can you talk about the stained glass effect
Yeah.
during the ceremony?
Yeah.
Like how did you create that? Because it was striking as a guest coming into that space, and something I loved about your wedding is that there were really distinct phases.
Yes.
And I felt that, like, as a friend of yours who had never been to one of your weddings, my husband and I walked in and we were like, oh, we like understand like the effort that was put into this and why a planner is so valuable, because like the flow of the event was so immaculate.
Oh, thank you.
So when you thought about like that first phase, which was the ceremony,
Yeah.
how did you envision it and how did it come to life?
I think for me, color is, you think of, it's my favorite thing in the world, right? Like our
Yeah,
home
you
in
think of
Fire
Jove,
Island
you
is
think of
color.
color.
Yes.
Color is my brand. That's what I do. And I knew I wanted, we got married on summer solstice, the longest day of the year. And so I wanted to take advantage of the sun, and all of those windows just screamed out stained glass. And so I did present Kyle 9 different design ideas for the stained glass. Some were vetoed pretty quick, which I get it. But where we landed was taking our color palette and putting it all around us with the hope that when the sun came through, those colors would reflect on us, on our guests, and just be this like
And they did.
magical, emotional moment where like the ceremony didn't need much. Like that was like the thing that kind of pulled you in right away. And it was like almost like a chapel, which is a place neither of us ever thought we'd get married. And stained glass in church is something that has turned away from us and been rude to us and not been a positive experience for either of us. But if we could recreate a gay chapel that was like love and color and joy and beauty, why wouldn't we do that?
And it was almost like the Wizard of Oz in that black and white phase of our life where gay marriage wasn't legal and this dream for us wasn't possible. It's like when we walked into that room and saw everyone from our lives, it was like the world had changed for us.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like such an amazing moment to walk in there.
And it was just like, to me, that vision was the first thing that started the wedding. I was like, this is the ceremony, and we'll be on a stage, and that was the initial thing. I didn't know anything else, but I was like, that I definitely want to do, and you quickly said yes to that. And it's why I decided to wear white. I was never going to wear white. I'm not a white girly.
Oh, really? I thought you were going to wear white the whole time.
No. I, in my mind, wanted the stained glass to reflect on my white tuxedo.
Yes.
That was the dream. Like, in my mind, that was the color. Like, and to be honest, I lost my best friend to cancer almost 10 years ago, and her signifier for me is rainbows and reflections of rainbows. So, like, there's a lot in there. And so, like, and the rainbow because we're gay and we got married during Pride. There was like a lot of
What?
Girl.
Oh my gosh. Stop the interview. I just got outed.
Excuse me.
Clutch your pearls. Wait, neither of us have pearls on. So there were a lot of sentimental things wrapped up in that, but it's why I wore white. A lot of people are like, you're going to wear color. And I was like, no, actually I'm not. But yeah, that colorful moment was the initial inspiration for the entire wedding.
I mean, it did set the tone for the whole thing. It was so striking. And then it really came together during the ceremony. I want to talk about your outfits, actually. 'Cause you both looked so good and so gorgeous at the welcome party. And you also I feel like you encouraged all of your guests
you looked amazing
also
too.
to like show out.
Yes.
I mean, everyone looks
We got so many text
unbelievable.
messages like, is this outfit right?
Oh, yeah, that was me.
You sent one also.
Constant texting.
Emma, just so you know, you sent us these amazing dresses that you were going to wear, and I just started forwarding those. When people said, what should I look like? I was like, this, baby, because
So
she's
honored.
bringing it.
This is the assignment.
This is the assignment.
So honored.
Please add picture here.
Yeah.
But like, I was excited to see what both of you would wear.
Yeah.
How did you make those choices?
Well, we luckily had my amazing best friend, Allie Kornhauser, who stylist extraordinaire and helped us so much curate throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
Once I knew that I wanted to wear black, I knew I wanted to do Tom Ford, and I went there and
So chic.
brought Allie, and by the end of that, I wasn't asking questions about numbers or anything, and I'm going to have to wear this tux now, walking
You'll wear
the
it
dog.
every time.
He has to wear it every day. When he walks the dogs, get a bagel.
She said,
Why aren't you wearing it now?
Exactly. Well, I'm wearing the top that I wore under it from Saint Laurent that had like a little tie, because she said you
So
have to do
cute.
something a little different, not to just have a bow tie, and I loved it. I loved the whole experience. My best friend Elizabeth went shopping with me to get me the shoes for the wedding. We've been friends since we were 3, and I got her shoes for her wedding.
Very sweet.
And so that was really special. And then the welcome party and the brunch were kind of like, I was just excited and out shopping and seeing anything that gave me wedding.
Oh my God, you guys looked so
Went to
chic.
Bodie and Prada for the
thank
welcome
you.
party. Our friend Justin's store, NN07, for the brunch.
Kyle loves fashion.
Yeah, you can tell you. I could talk about it. It's so much
Is
fun.
a shopper
buying everything.
and appreciates it more than I do. I spend my money differently until the wedding.
But you had a couture
I
experience,
know. I was.
darling.
I'm sorry. Oh,
If there
I
was
don't
a
care about
showstopper.
fashion.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what to do, honestly, and I was like, I should call Jackson from Wiederhoff, the designer. They lent me clothes for our counter proposal. I've worn their clothes on TV. Like, it just, I don't know why.
They did Cola Scola in the
at the
Bernadette
Tonys.
Peters look for
Who
the
won the
Tonys.
Tony?
One of
In
my
that dress.
favorite looks
Yes.
ever.
It was so good, and I don't know why I was in my own way about it. I guess I like was still in planner mode and not in groom mode, that I deserve something special in that way, I guess. And so Kyle was like, what are you doing? Just call Jackson. And I was like, oh, you're right. So I called or emailed, and they were like, obviously, of course. And now we have to rush. You should have called sooner. So even for men's like fashion, you need time for custom, which I should have known, but my brain was blurry.
Well, we haven't ever had couture done, darling.
That's true, but
this is a new experience.
But I have clients
I
who
You're like,
known.
oh, every time I go in.
All of our
should've
clothes are
known.
couture, darling. No, but anyway, so we went for an appointment. I put together a mood board with Allie and Kyle of what I liked, what Kyle liked. And we went, and they had like beautiful mood boards together with fabrics and options, and
So
we tried
glamorous.
things
Such a
on.
fun
We
experience.
talked about silhouettes, and it was incredible. I really felt like this is what it should be. Like, I shouldn't just go to some suit shop and rent something and be like, you get something glamorous and I get something off the rack, when we both had something tailored to us. And it was really cool, like, to go in 4 times, custom made, like.
And Jove got to have a real moment because they did not have a suit, but they had a dress in the fabric that
Oh,
you got to wear
Lord.
with a veil.
I did not
looking in
want
the
to do
mirror,
this.
And I saw
was
the
not
happiest
interested.
little
Like,
boy
when Kyle
I've
was
ever
like,
seen. I was
Kyle was
like,
like, oh, try this on. And then I was like, no, I'm good. And he was like, try it on. So I like put it
and he
on
was
the
standing
wrong
there
way.
And he was like, oh.
I put it on the wrong way. And then Kyle or Allie found
Honey,
a
I'm a
veil, and they
groom.
put a veil on me, and I was like, what is happening right
I
now?
love it.
It was
Oh my God,
fabulous.
send me the photos.
I will.
I don't know if it's ever
Show you
going to
them
be
right
out
after
there.
this. Add photo here.
But it was really special to have custom looks for both of us and to feel, like the guests of honor in that way.
Yeah, and it showed, like, and you both just looked so comfortable and happy. And I think there is like a real value. We so often are just walking around in clothes that don't quite fit us.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
And there is something very special about being like, no, this garment was made
For
me
me.
and
Yes.
for my body, and I'm
Yeah.
not worried about like fitting it into
No.
something. This
No.
is mine.
And like
Yes.
literally when I would go back, we had 3 or 4 appointments, like everything to a millimeter, like perfectly tailored.
So cool.
He's like, oh, you lost a little bit of weight. I'm taking this in a little bit. And I was like, well,
Humble
that feels
brag.
great.
Yeah.
Or like, I think we're going to go a little shorter here or longer here. And the things you don't think about, to have someone else, a stylist
Yes.
and or a suit maker, take that mental weight away from you it was a gift. It was amazing.
And you deserve it.
Well, thank you. So do you.
I
We
love
looked
that.
great.
You really, oh my God, you
I
really both
felt
looked
like $1 million
stunning.
bucks. Like
Yeah,
when I
so
put it
did I.
on, I was like, oh, I'm getting married.
You also had an outfit change.
Yes.
Okay, now this he didn't tell me about
know, you were
until the
upset.
night of the wedding.
Okay,
he
I
has
didn't
this
Not
tell
upset.
you.
I was
okay.
Kyle was
I'm
like-
don't
upset.
you fret.
Kyle was
Upset.
like, excuse me.
Yeah.
No, we talked about it at the time.
Yeah, I was upset in the moment.
You were like, I don't have an outfit change.
To be clear, you knew about the outfit change
No, I didn't.
well in advance.
No.
You can cry wolf over there.
I'm just going to sit my
But when I was with Jackson, I was telling them I'm going to be on the dance floor the entire night. I sweat like a whore in church. I do not want to be in that heavy beaded custom jacket
the whole night.
the whole night. I need to be able to move. And they were like, done. We'll keep the pants and we'll make you a crop top lame.
It was awesome.
It was
Top.
amazing.
And I was like, great, because I also didn't want to go up to the room, make a change,
And
do
miss
another look, and miss
time.
anything.
Yeah.
So
And
we
you're
kept
like
it.
the dancer of the party. I mean, I don't love
You're not a
dancing while
dancer.
everyone's
No,
watching
you
me.
were like,
that's-
that's not your vibe.
and I would just move out. Every time I'd come up to even try to dance with Jove, everyone started separating. I was like, no, not doing this.
Yeah.
It was
so
like
then he'd run
Simba
away.
moment. I
Yeah,
was
he
like,
wasn't
nope, going
interested in
away.
the circle.
And then there's a picture of you though, where it's you in the middle dancing, and you're the best version, the
I was on
happiest
fire.
you
version
did look
version
so
of yourself.
comfortable. It was a great
Free.
shirt.
But
Like,
if
the
I
top
could
was
do it
amazing.
again, I would have a fabulous crop top that I revealed
Oh, you would have matched?
later. Yes, I would have.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, well,
so
now you know.
that's your regret.
It's one regret. It's not
Do you-
having a
do you have
custom
any
lame
regrets?
crop top at the wedding.
It's a minor
I
thing.
mean, once you know you can have it, why would you not?
I
That's true.
fully agree.
That's true. That's
do,
true.
Do you have any regrets or anything you would
Did
like
we
do
talk
differently?
about this? Do I?
We said there's nothing that I felt like that I would do differently.
Yeah.
Like, all jokes aside,
Except for
there was.
LeMay.
I mean,
Okay, you
yes,
don't have to keep
totally.
hitting it, Emma. I think we can move forward. You are Kyle over there, I see. Talk about it till you die.
At our 10-year wedding anniversary.
I'll buy you
Yeah,
buy you a custom Wiederhoff crop top lame shirt, okay?
Because I'm not really able. I had a really big depression when this was all over. We both hit like a lull, and then I'll let you answer the question about regrets. Where I sat there and I was like, I can't think this is the last time all those people will be in a room together. So we have to have a 10-year anniversary party. And I just have to have that in my head, whether that's where we are in 10 years or not. It has to happen.
Something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to where this could happen again, where we'd be with everyone and be able to say
Because
how
no
much
one
we
tells you
love
about the
everyone.
wedding doom and gloom. Did you have it?
Oh yeah, it was so odd because I felt and I think that you guys feel this way too, where it wasn't like, oh, I want to do it again.
No.
But there
No.
was an emotional
Down.
cliff.
Yes.
Such a big drop.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're like, I don't understand because I'm not like sad about it.
I'm not depressed.
No.
I'm not
Yeah.
sad.
Everything went great.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do it
And I
all
don't
over.
wanna do that
No,
again.
but I miss it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was so weird because we were both on the high of highs, and then we get the photos and the videos pretty quickly, and we're like crying, watching them again and again and again.
intense.
And then Kyle had to go to London for work, and I was alone. And then all of a sudden, I was just like,
We both texted.
I
and
missed the
we
wedding.
were
I'm
so sad.
I'm sad and I'm lonely, and where are you? And should we not that we wanted to do it again, but just like a wedding low.
Yeah.
Because
like
you're
a-
putting so much energy
Yes.
into this
So
thing.
much.
And I
Yeah.
assumed that was especially interesting for you because you've obviously thrown these big weddings.
Over 200 for other people my
Right.
whole life, yeah.
But I assume you don't have the same emotional crash after
No.
it's done.
Yes.
I do have a crash because I've been working for
Yeah,
24
no, that's
hours.
exhaustion.
That's
Yeah.
exhaustion, but not an emotional crash. It's something that I never knew to look for, think about, or even like help coach my clients because I've
Yeah.
never experienced
Yeah.
it. But now I'm like, oh, it's important to like
Totally.
know that this is coming and to maybe plan time to be together to kind of at least have each other for
That's
that.
interesting.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that like
And
after
that's maybe something. Maybe that is when you asked regret.
The
Like,
regret.
I think we should have been together longer.
We did our honeymoon
Post-wedding.
before our wedding,
So
which
then
I
I
don't
thought-
regret.
Yeah.
But I do
No,
think
because it was amazing.
Yeah.
I highly recommend a safari.
But
if-
so I thought since we already did our honeymoon, we had the wedding, we had a lot of like
High,
time
high,
together
high.
for a long period that it would be
Yeah.
fine to just jump back into work right
Sure.
after. And maybe that wasn't the right choice.
Yeah.
There were like 4 rough days, I think.
I think a little more time together after, which is why I guess people honeymoon typically after the wedding.
Or even a mini moon.
Or a mini,
Yeah.
but I think having a little more time
Yes.
together, whether you're traveling or not, to be together during that little down.
Yes.
But no regrets.
I like
Honestly, I'm very critical, but I don't have not a single regret.
Good. Well, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And even the things that went like our music, when we were walking down the aisle, I kind of knew the song was going to end. And I was like, oh no. And I kind of went through this moment. But then there was this incredible quiet with everyone for our final steps up to where we were standing to get married. And it was one of the most beautiful moments of my life. So I think that some of the moments that didn't go, we were both so planned in the way in
Yeah.
our specialties of the wedding that when things went a little off, they actually became these magical moments.
Mm.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that surprised you as like a super meaningful moment that maybe you didn't expect to be as meaningful as it was, or like take your breath away?
I mean, when I walk down the aisle with you and you see everyone looking at you in one room from all walks of life, people I've met through Kyle, people I've known since I was a teenager, like your family, your chosen family, like all looking at you with such joy and adoration, that feeling got me more than I thought it. I thought I would just be like, we're getting married, but it
felt
was
like a movie. I felt like it was an out-of-body experience.
Yes.
Like I was like, I couldn't tell if it was the beginning of my life or the end of my life, but it was.
Either way,
like,
it was fucking
either
great.
I'm walking here like into heaven, or this is a euphoric moment. But
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
that moment was wild. And then for me later, I knew that after I danced with my mom, that Jove was going to dance with my mom, but I didn't know that all 3 of us would then dance for a moment together.
So sweet.
And that was really special.
Yeah,
for
that was
me.
very sweet.
Oh my God, your mom's
With
an
your
icon.
mom, my mother-in-law.
Oh yeah, she didn't. Yeah.
Literally Friday night at the rehearsal dinner, she probably told me like 16 times because I kept introducing her as Kyle's mother. And she'd be like, your soon-to-be mother-in-law.
Aw.
And I had never it had never crossed my mind. I've never been married before. I don't have a mother-in-law. Like, I don't know. I do this for a living, but I
guess
don't.
I should have asked. Have you been married?
No, they do ask when we got our marriage license.
Oh, yeah, they
did
asked
ask, and we both were
They
And
like,
we both
do
were like,
ask.
oh, we never brought
we
this
both
up.
were like,
oh,
we both,
no?
I said no, and then I looked and I was like, no, right? Like,
You were like, did I miss something?
Imagine you're like
That
twice.
night
Yeah.
in Vegas.
But yeah, it was like so sweet to be like, you're my mother-in-law. I don't know, like a permanence that is
Yes.
different than before.
Yeah.
That I obviously knew, like, we have a life together, we're building a family together, we are together, but like a
And
permanence.
that doesn't change.
That
but-
doesn't change, but there's like an added permanence when even she kept being like, I'm your mother-in-law. And I would, like, it took me even a minute. I'm like, me and family stuff is weird. So I was like, okay, Penny, that love needs to like go down a little bit. And then like I'll warm up and then you can, bring it back up.
Yep,
But
that was like dating you.
Yeah.
You're like,
I
I'm
was
familiar.
like, oh, I think I'm going to marry you. He's like, give me a couple years.
Yeah,
You're
I'm like,
calm down.
Whoa,
Kyle.
I'm the wedding planner.
Yeah.
Like, put the brakes on that.
You get it from your mother.
Okay, I actually do want to talk about your family because I want to talk about the dinner.
Yes.
And I want to talk the vision of the dinner, but
Yeah.
since you brought
Yes.
up family, something that really stuck with me were the toasts that each of your brothers gave.
Yeah.
Like, not a dry
No.
eye
No.
in the room.
Yeah.
Did you expect them both to deliver such like an emotional wallop?
I knew Eris, I'm not going to cry now, but he's my bigger brother, my older brother, and he's been my protector my whole life. But I didn't know that for most of my life. Like, I found out later in life that I was bullied less, beat up less because of him. But I never knew that for many, many years. It wasn't until like later in life someone else had told me. And he's always been my ride or die. Like, we grew up really religious. When I came out as gay, he left the church right away. Not my family, my brother. Like, there wasn't a question in his mind. And so I knew there would be some of that, but like,
I mean, I was unwell.
He was incredible. And no notes, just so everyone
script,
knows.
no
script.
phone.
Off the cuff, I was like, this
Yes.
man's public
Yes.
speaking
Yes.
skills are
Like,
unparalleled.
next level.
He's making jokes. He's like, I'm sure some of y'all are surprised
Yes.
to see me, Sons of
Yes.
Anarchy, walking
Yes.
down the aisle.
Yes.
Like,
So
I
good.
was
So good.
dying. And it
Yes.
was just the
Yes.
sweetness. He was crying.
Yes.
And
And
what
then-
was great for me was that my brother is a lieutenant colonel in the Army and is a speechwriter. for
Professional
generals.
speechwriter.
Yeah, no, I was
And
like,
it's this-
these two, like,
Yes.
macho
Yes.
dudes.
Yes.
Yes.
And my brother did all the same for me. I was very well aware. Because I literally like, talk to Jimmy. I was like, he's my security guard. I wasn't as like.
I see that. I see that very
I was
clearly.
already like Julia Roberts in my head, so I needed help, and he was going to pave the way. But it was just very funny for my brother, who's so confident and such an amazing speaker. And I was like, he'll go second. I don't want Eris to have to follow that. Let's just like see how this goes. Then Eris was speaking, and I see my brother kind of sitting up.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, let me look at what I wrote
Yeah.
here.
Reevaluate your notes.
And then I think it really pushed him. Then he
yeah.
just all of a sudden blew it out of the park as well. But I think they played so well off each other.
Yeah.
But for Eris too, my brother, I knew what to expect. For Eris, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And people walked up to me being like, what does he do? Like, we need to hire him. Like,
Yeah.
we had one of the biggest VPs at Marriott there who was like, he is an amazing
he
speaker. Like,
is.
I've
He
never,
really
I don't,
is.
I don't see that all the time.
Yeah. It's really, I never knew I would get married, and B, I didn't know, I knew he would always be there, but like what level my family would be
Yeah.
involved. But when we asked him to speak, I knew he would do well, but it was a mix of like a little bit of joking, a little bit of roasting, but the heart
It was perfect.
Mhm.
that came out of him, like I wasn't ready.
No.
And the other beautiful thing was the other people that hadn't met him on Friday or didn't know him, all of a sudden he had a whole new world open up to him of all the guests that were like, you did a great job, nice to
Yes.
meet you. So it was
Yeah.
like a beautiful facilitator of relationships.
Mhm.
But one of my highlights of the entire wedding for sure
For
was
sure.
my brother's speech.
For sure.
I mean, both. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
they were
just
incredible.
and it really painted like such a gorgeous picture of your stories and also like those early support networks. It was really,
Mhm.
really moving. I was weeping. It's fine.
Well, my eyes were full of tears, so I couldn't see anybody else. But yeah, I can't wait for the video of that because I heard it, but I also wasn't.
Well, you sort of black out at your own.
Yes.
It's too much. Sensory
So
overload.
I'm like ready and not ready to rehear all of the speeches and the ceremony because you're there, but you're not.
I will say
there.
another thing that I really loved that Jove did that I would not have done on my own is that I really wanted to sit with everyone during the speeches and during dinner. And Jove was like, no, we should do a sweethearts table. And I was like, no, I want to be, you know me. Emma.
Yeah,
like,
you
I
wanna
want to
be
be
in
in
it.
the mix
In
with
it,
all the
yes.
friends. I want to be in it, I want to be having fun, I want to
The
be talking
thick
to
of
everyone.
it, yeah.
And when we sat, I said, no, you're right, because then all of a sudden we also, who do you pick? All of that. Then that was easy
Yeah.
to get me to stop because then I was stressed
I
about who
feel
my
you.
number ones are.
Yeah.
Now, once we sat down, we were so exhausted at that point. The day had been so long. You know, you're doing the pictures, you're doing this, that. When we sat down, we actually had a moment where we both looked at each other before the speeches started and we said, can we just be quiet and look around? And we were able to sit for like 10 minutes,
Yeah.
not speaking, and just look at everywhere we had sat, each person, and everyone talking, and who was getting to know each other, and how the room looked. And that was actually, I was able to really be in the moment and be a voyeur to what we had created, which was really wonderful.
Yeah.
It was a
And I think needed to
peaceful
also
moment.
come back and have
Yeah.
the energy to keep going and keep talking to people. I
Yeah,
might have
because he wanted to
exhausted
be,
myself.
you know, Kyle,
Yeah,
in the
I
thick of
get
the party,
it.
the life of the party. And I was like, we need just a moment. And I don't do sweetheart tables for most of my clients. It's not really what I recommend, but it felt like for us, it was the right thing
So you
to
knew
do.
you'd both be so in it the rest of
And
the
where are we
Yes.
gonna sit? Like it's so hard with his family, but they have a family table with our friends. But then
Also,
which
the
friend?
way the room was, it wasn't
Yes.
like it was round tables
And
either,
we were in the middle
so-
of two, like that L
Yeah.
shape. So like
Yeah.
we could see everyone and everyone could see
I
Could
us.
also,
see you guys,
since
which
I
is-
had, you know, Yentl next to me, I kept being like, Papa, can you hear me? I was like, so do we have to walk around to each guest
No,
now?
babe, we
Like
need
walk
to
around?
eat.
And he was like, no, just eat and relax, don't walk around. And my parents definitely were like, you have to walk around and
His
say hi
parents
to
like
every
old
table.
school
Yeah.
tradition.
And that was very hard for me, so I kept asking Jove
for permission.
Like,
Can I
go
go
on my
now?
lap.
Can I
And
go
was like,
now?
Can I please
Can I
say
go
hi
now?
to a few people? And he was like, yeah, but then come back,
Like,
sit and
eat.
eat.
I
And-
said, let's eat your scallops that you picked
And
and,
I
my
did. I got
steak
to eat
frites that I
everything.
picked,
Food
and
was-
then we can go. But we need to eat.
Yes.
But I did have this little, I was just like, okay, am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to do
Papa,
that?
can you hear me? I'm
Yes.
like, yes, like you're kicking me.
And he was like, this is our 10 minminutes of silence.
Yeah.
So stop singing,
And
Barbara.
you're like, never.
Never, yes.
I need to talk about the butter
Oh.
at the wedding.
The shell butter.
The shell butter. Okay, so can you talk just more generally about the vision of dinner?
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of invocation of Fire Island at dinner, hence the shell butter.
Yep.
Can you talk about how that came together and like because every detail was truly
Oh,
immaculate.
thank you. So you enter the wedding through the bamboo forest, which basically we had our first date on Fire Island, and there is a bamboo forest around the walkway that is just iconically what happens in Fire Island. And so I wanted the guests to enter our wedding the way we entered our relationship, which is on Fire Island. So bamboo to the ceiling, that beautiful archway, and we had the music playing that was the lyrics of our invitation going to the chapel. Just like literally transporting you from the streets of New York City into our love story.
Mhm.
So that was that. Then the ceremony we talked about, and then dinner. We love Paris. We love Sicily. We love Fire Island. These are places that have been big parts of our relationship. Kyle originally wanted to be proposed to
Perfect.
in
Perfect.
Versailles, so we're
Okay.
not going to belabor
We're
that.
moving through this.
But we did. He took me to Giverny, which is Monet's garden outside of
My
Paris.
favorite place.
And I had never been. I had never heard of it, and it was somewhere really special for us. We both love Monet. We both love artwork. We went to a friend's wedding in Sicily, Italy, and had like
The best time ever.
the best time ever. And so I thought, I want our dinner to be our favorite places in the world where we've shared great
Mixed
experiences.
together.
Mixed
Yes.
together.
That makes so much sense.
Yes.
Because I think I, as a guest, was like trying to piece
What
Different
together
things
what
from
was
where.
what.
What.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the shell butter, butter from Fire Island, not butter from Fire Island, sorry, seashells from Fire Island. We take beach walks all the time. And I wanted the bread experience to be elevated, not sort of
It
just
was.
really good bread. And our friend Christina, who owns the Treatery on Long Island, who's a baker, mostly sweet, she did our cake, our cookies, our desserts. I sort of sent her a DM and I was like, hey, boo, totally left field, but would you be open to making seashell herbed butter for us for the wedding? And I saw the little like 3 dots, and then she was like, fuck yeah. And I was like, thank God. Okay, great.
Now,
Everyone at our table was talking about the butter.
And there were 16 different seashell combinations.
Listen, I just need to tell you that when I thought my husband had lost it was when we had this wonderful woman come into our apartment and open up a box with different sized shells.
We
and
did have
different
samples.
amounts of
We had
garlic
samples.
in them, and we had to sit, and Jove was like, too big, too small, and I was like,
Too
I
much
can't do
green.
this. I can't.
I
I
said
said,
that-
this is too far. I'm not sitting here and looking at butters. Whatever butter is on the bread,
I don't care.
anyone I know will be amazed that there is butter on the bread.
However,
Like the size of the shell.
it all matters because the herbs, she didn't chop them fine enough, so they were too long in some of the shells. So it took you out of the shell reality.
Emma, come
Oh
on.
my God.
I know, thank you.
I will. The
Emma,
butter was immaculate, though. You're
it
right.
was
We're all
immaculate.
talking about the butter
It was
still.
immaculate because we got prototypes, which we viewed on
trust
bread,
the process.
which we tasted, which we put in the freezer.
I
mean,
thought of all things we could have just trusted. Just bring some seashell butter. It'll work. girl.
babe, you know me. I love
I-
to really get into the granular.
And that's why you're so
Yes.
good at
And
what
that's
you
why-
do.
yes.
Yeah,
So-
that's why we don't do
Yes.
this job.
So like literally the butter was perfect because we had so many conversations
Yes.
about it and how there were 2 to 3 different sizes on each piece of bread, so it told a story.
Okay, what else in the room?
Okay,
We
we're
talked
moving
about
on from the butter.
enough.
Okay.
We need to talk about the drop ceiling.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Thank
that
you.
room is beautiful at the Bowery. The Bowery Hotel is stunning. The bones are gorgeous. Many people get married there and celebrate its architecture, its design. I knew if we were going to have dinner in that room, I wanted to completely bring the guests on a journey and a whole new space. So
And
the
somewhere different than you've done weddings.
and some are different
so
than
many
I've done
times.
for all of my
You
clients.
didn't want it to
Yes.
feel like work.
Correct.
Yes.
I've done a lot of firsts at that space, and I wanted our wedding to be another first for us. So I knew the vision was I wanted the sky and the earth. That was like the rough vision to start. And I wanted cumulus clouds in the ceiling of fabric, meeting the green grass of the earth with those custom green linens, and then Monet's garden on the tables. Like that was kind
And I
of...
mean, it
God, I mean,
all
it was there.
Yeah.
It
That was like the vision in my head, and each of the vendors had a different part of it, but no one had the whole thing. And they were all like, yeah.
What are we doing
Yeah,
here?
sure, I can do that. And I was like, just trust me. But really, the first inspiration for dinner were the ceramic vases, the hand-painted
Which were just
Klein
gorgeous.
blue, which matched our invitation. She's a Korean artist who lives in Paris who makes those vases.
How did you find
It
her?
came across my Instagram For You page. Instantly, I was like, yes. Reached out to the florist, who reached out to the wholesaler, and we placed an order before we even had anything else designed. I was
Oh my
like, we
God.
are using those vases. So that was kind of the starting point.
And if you work with Mimosa Florals, she has them.
Now they can be rented. Yes, they're
Yes.
in her inventory. Yeah, so she owns
I mean,
them.
her work was gorgeous.
she's
The
it's the
florals
most-
were
she's the
Breathtaking.
most incredible.
unbelievable.
Breathtaking.
Yeah.
I told her I don't want any flower we've used before in our 15-year relationship.
Really?
I want the weirdest, most interesting Monet-inspired flowers that your other clients say they want, and then
But they
always
don't.
want a peony, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And those are all pretty, but I wanted a garden. I wanted Monet's garden on the table. So those vases, then the butter, then the linens. Literally, I was like obsessed with stripes. It was like we had to do them.
Yes.
And Something Vintage Rentals made them custom for us. We picked the linen color. They did a 2-way stripe pattern. They were the earth. The sky was done by Tina, who literally, I love her
Knocked it out of the
because
park.
she was like, yeah, I understand. Here's the rendering. And I was like, no. Let me draw it for you. Like, working with me is not always easy, but
You'll
I
get
know
there.
what I
You'll-
want.
You'll get to the vision.
And I feel like I've been draping weddings for over 10 years, and now it's very trendy, but I wanted to do something not trendy and something new and fresh and literal dinner under the clouds. Like, that's what I wanted.
And that is what it felt like. It really did. Because you felt like the space, I mean, you made the space smaller.
Come intimate,
Yeah,
yes,
it was
yes.
very intimate.
I know. She was like, these are going to come pretty low. And I was like, great. I want to
That's what I
annoy
want.
the guests a little bit. Like, if it's a little bit, you have to duck. I want that.
And what was nice about all of this was that in Jove's creation of how to use the spaces, nothing really had to be flipped except for the late night party.
Yeah.
So he could look at all of this. We were able to go there the day of, the day before. So by the time the wedding started, he already put his seal of approval on everything, and he could just enjoy, which was the biggest gift for me as a husband for him.
Having load in on Friday at the Bowery Hotel was like the best gift they could have
I
given.
feel like you needed that, or else you would have.
All the vendors needed it too, to be honest. But I needed it
There were
because
a few things that
I could go from our room downstairs, and Viva Max Kelly, our friend and wedding planner who produced the day of, literally, she's iconic. We came up together in the business. We've been doing this the same amount of time. I knew she would just let me be a guest, and I would come check in, and like being able to see everything Friday night, after we came back from the rehearsal dinner, we took the elevator. We saw it at like midnight or 1 a.m, and I was like, yes, I approve. I have no notes. And then we went to bed, and it felt really good.
They had just put up the like drawing of both of us on the wall, and we're just staring at it.
That was
like,
a little
Yeah.
extra. That was a
No,
little
this
extra.
drawing of the two of you, it was on the invitations. It was in the ceremony room. It was like sort of a motif
of it.
of the whole wedding.
And it's an artist we love. He hangs.
We have 2 of his pieces above our bed.
Yeah.
And
You made shirts
yes.
for some people.
We didn't. Our friend
We
Kat.
didn't. Our friend
Oh.
Kat
We
came
didn't
to
make
our
shirts.
rehearsal dinner
Okay,
in the
Dasha was
shirt.
showing.
and she had extras and gave Dasha one. She started throwing around these shirts, and because she came in, I was like, she's a little underdressed in like a tank top.
Kyle was a little bit upset at first.
And then it was us, and I was like, she's the perfect amount of dress. It's our faces.
And she kept asking me for the artwork, and I was like, Kat, like, why do you need the artwork?
That's so good.
And then
We love
she
Kat.
made the wedding merch. We did not make our own wedding merch. And
Okay.
literally,
I
Dasha.
saw Dasha's. I saw.
And she looked iconic.
She got
pregnant,
it right away,
in a
pregnant,
tank
putting
top.
on a tank
I'm
top.
sorry. Yeah, like the hottest person you've ever seen.
Yes.
Yep.
Like about to pop.
Yes.
Yes. And she
In
popped the
your
next
face.
day.
With our
I
face
know.
on it. Like,
My
it was
favorite,
wild.
Favorite thing.
It was wild.
Your
was
wedding
wild.
made her go into labor. It was too much excitement. The baby was like, "Are you
want a
kidding?
party."
I'm trying to be
Yeah,
a
the
part
baby
of
wanted
this."
to attend the wedding.
Yeah, it's honestly rude. I get it. Oh my gosh, the problem is I have too many questions I want to ask you about. Obviously, then we headed into the space for the reception where Kyle had his martini, you had your outfit change,
Yes.
and there were a lot of disco balls,
Yeah.
but in like an arrangement that I had never seen.
Yeah.
What were you going for in that space?
That space was Disco Jungle.
Okay.
Yeah.
that tracks.
So we spend time on Fire Island, and there's one party we went to last year, which was literally out in the middle of the beach. That was like from sundown to sunrise, and you dance in the jungle with your friends till
On
the
the
sun
beach,
comes up
yeah.
on the beach, and it was like such a special memory for us and our
Yes.
friends who were there with us, and they did the hand fasting ceremony, and so in my mind I was like, we need a disco jungle. And so I
Now, at
asked.
Fire Island, we were coming from the underwear party, so we chose not to get into our underwear for our reception.
We didn't feel like that was an appropriate
That's
dress
fair.
code for guests
Yeah.
at that point in the evening. It was
Now,
clothing
everyone, take your
optional.
clothes off
Yeah.
so we can go right back to this moment.
Just be
Clothing.
like me in like Spanx and pasties.
I think everyone.
Yeah.
I would have died for that. Like, cameras and photos, go away. I also brought in 10 tons of sand. Could you
And
imagine?
now we're really in Fire
Yes.
Island.
So the Disco Jungle was that, and Larry from Storts, who's a lighting designer I've worked with for over a decade in that space, I was like, I know you've never brought in trussing that goes to the ceiling in a 17-foot grid, but that's what I would like, and I want over 50 disco balls of different sizes.
It was so cool.
And I want them stacked, and I want the jungle, like all of the plants brought in. Again, I wanted each room to be a different experience.
And that came across to your guests so distinctly.
Oh, good.
And it really felt like, oh, I'm entering like a true, like a new party almost.
Yeah, a new part of the event.
A really new part of the event. And I think it helped keep everyone's energy
Yes,
up.
Yeah.
totally.
Like, what's next?
Because sometimes
Yeah.
it's hard after you've had a sit-down dinner to get everyone to come back up, and
Yeah.
now we're dancing. But I feel like everyone walked in, saw the space, and they were like, well, what else are we going to do?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
Except
I was like,
party.
I'm going to dance and I'm going to eat 10 of these Rice Krispie treats.
Yes.
Weren't they
that
so
you-
good with the mini M&Ms?
I wish
I
I ate more of
truly
the
ate 10 of them.
desserts. I do wish I ate more of the
I never
desserts.
left the dance floor, so I sadly missed, and I handpicked all of those. They were like childhood desserts that were favorites of mine.
So
that she,
nostalgic.
Yeah, like cupcakes, oatmeal cream pies, Rice Krispie treats, like all the things like the Little Debbie when I was a kid, but like elevated. I never went over there. I was too busy.
I mean, we had such a great party that Laura did not even stop to pump. She was pumping on the dance floor. Our friend Laura.
Our friend. It was postpartum and it was
wait, oh my God, wait. That was, I've never seen, sorry, that visual just hit me because she came to dance with me and she was like, I'm pumping while she was
so
dancing.
Proud. She was like, she was prepared.
Yes.
Like, I'm not missing.
My dad was like, I'm not looking. Yeah. I'm not looking at that, Laura. She was like, I'm pumping. He was like, cool.
And she was like showing all the new moms in the room and me. And I was just like, yes.
No, it was
like,
such a vibe.
Like,
it was a vibe.
When you know you have a good party.
It was a vibe.
And then my favorite part of the wedding was when we did our cake cutting. And I had asked the DJ if he would play Sadie, Sadie, Married Lady from Funny Girl. And he kind of was like, okay, let's see if that vibes.
He's like, I don't know if that's a build-up
And he was
energy.
like, maybe I'll just do like a 40-second cut. And while we were cutting, he played like the full song. And at one point, I was looking away from Jove, just staring at the DJ. I was so happy. And he's like, we're cutting the cake, honey.
He was in a whole other planet, him and Barbara.
I had never been happier in my life. I was like, this is the dream.
But Kyle's obsessed with Barbara. Probably his number one over anyone in this world. And I get it. I get it, mostly. More and more every year we're together. But that day in the New York Times, the arts section, the cover was Barbara.
Barbara and Judy were doing Happy Days. A picture
literally
of them doing the cover of the arts section.
The day of our wedding.
Yes,
the day of our wedding, like the gay gods were like, you get this today.
No, that was for you.
We'll get the sun shining and the girls out.
And then early on in our dating, Kyle made me watch Funny Girl on Fire Island when like there was bad internet that was like always loading, and he was literally doing the lyrics and the words and the stage direction.
Yeah, you'd be like, I'll fill you.
He kept going. He just kept going. So like to have Barbara Streisand for the, it just of course.
So perfect.
So that was really special.
I mean, a through line of the whole wedding was performance, and we've touched on this a little bit, but I think this really comes back around for the after party, which was in that like front bar space.
Yeah.
Yes.
The fourth phase, if
Yes.
you will. And that, like, I loved what you did for the after party. It was turned into a piano bar. Did that idea came from you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I worked at Brandy's Piano Bar. I worked at Marie's Crisis. I worked at the Duplex. I mean, like, I said, this has to be a piano bar. It's my favorite thing. And all of our friends are so many of my friends are such amazing singers. Like,
unreal.
We have to get this going. And so when we walked in there, I was in heaven. My mom also, my parents are at piano bars till 4 a.m.
They
when
love
they come to New
They
York.
go hard.
They love it. My mom was called
Honestly.
the MVP by the pianist that night, which was her favorite part of the wedding. And the best part was that we're all singing. My friends who I all know who have performed at the wedding, who are incredible singers, I wasn't shocked by any of them. Out of nowhere, Holly, Jove's
an amazing friend who's an incredible caterer and chef.
Did a cabaret number.
Who
Game changer.
Nobody saw it coming.
Game changer.
We thought it was going to be Kyle's
like
Broadway friends, you know, like
Yeah.
she got up there and gave a full emotive performance.
Was like, is she starring in the show currently?
People asked me like, is she on Broadway?
I didn't even know she performed.
She was incredible. She was and like those moments, that piano bar, we put the rainbow lights in there, so it was Marie's Crisis. We had the real piano.
Yep.
It was.
And that's when the
So
pizza came out,
fun.
which was really helpful. We have a great picture of you,
And
Emma.
the chicken
and chicken
nuggets.
nuggets.
The pizza.
More nostalgic
Yes,
foods,
thanks.
which I loved.
And then there was another great moment of that. So everyone was singing, and now it's like, what time did...
It went till 2.
It went till 2, so maybe like 1:30. I looked around, and it felt emptier in the piano bar, and I was like, where is everyone? And I opened the doors to the patio, and everyone with like 30 or 40 people were still sitting out there, and I was like, people are still here, and we all like hung out, and I brought them all back in, and we had a final number of singing Rent, and all of those moments I'll just never forget. Opening those doors and seeing 40 people outside, I was like, oh my God, you guys are still here.
And it was just right. I mean, Kyle is such a talented musician, and music runs through his body like naturally. So for him to be in charge of all the music of the ceremony, the cocktail hour, the dinner, the dancing, when I was like, what vibe do we want for the after party in my planner hat, he was like, I think a piano bar. And it was like, done,
It was
obviously.
divine. It
yeah,
was
obviously.
so
Like, we're
fun,
doing that.
so
Yes.
joyful. And it really felt like you and all of the elements of performance, because of course there was obviously during the ceremony performance, but
Yes.
at the welcome party, and just you have such
And on Friday, I
talented
really wanted to have
friends.
the opera, like Sarah and Clay, who are from Berlin, and they did their opera
Unbelievable.
performances. They
Yeah.
were just unbelievable.
Also, I had never met them, and they were so cool.
They're the
Yeah.
best.
But those voices,
Crazy.
Crazy.
La Vie en Rose, and then when they sang
Crazy.
together,
Yeah, Stranger in Paradise from Kismet.
unmiked in
So
that room,
good.
just
It filled the room perfectly. And then to move to all of the Broadway friends and have Jillian and Maria singing Grow
Yeah.
As You Go. And then Katie, who did Christine on Broadway, sing
Phantom of the Opera.
which was for Jove's friend who passed away. And
so like it's that whole moment too
Yes.
was the universe giving us a hug, because my first day in college, my first day I did an audition for a show, and this girl gets on stage, and it was an open audition, which is terrifying when you don't sing, you just like to perform. And she gets up and she sings Wishing You Were Somehow Here Again. And I'm in the audience bawling my eyes out, A, because she sings like an angel, and B, because the song was so
Just so
emotional.
beautiful. Yeah.
And then I go next and I sing Happy Birthday, because if you don't have a song
did you
prepared,
build it up though after you heard that? Were you like, I got to give it a little more?
I
oomph?
literally was like, all I can sell is me, because I don't have, he has the pipes. I'm not a singer at all. So anyway, so then fast forward and I meet Katie, and literally he's like, oh, she played that role on Broadway and she sang that song on that stage. And my friend was gone, and that's her song. And I was like, this,
Full circle.
like,
Yeah.
like
And the
full
three of us
circle.
in that
You know what I
moment
mean? That
when
was
she-
like,
yeah,
what?
when she sang and the three of us were together on that tiny stage, it
Yeah.
felt like unreal.
And I heard the sun came
Unreal.
through too, which was just like, just so many moments that like private and public that were really, I feel like, I don't like the word divine, but like the universe
Our
was like,
version of divine
you
for
are
Yeah.
in the right direction. Like we are giving you a high five.
Yes. And just so many moments, like we were talking about walking down the aisle, Katie standing there with us. There were so many moments where time stopped, which are, I have so few moments of those. I think when I first met you, so many moments in my life, and that it happened in one night. There were so many, of probably only 5 or 6 that I could count on my hands
Yeah.
in my life.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, God, this is so beautiful. I mean, Kyle, looking back, I'm curious actually getting to see your partner create this thing. Like, was there anything that you learned about Jove in
Ooh.
watching him
Great question,
do
Emma.
this?
I think, again, like you and Adam, I had never been to one of his weddings. I mean, I think I have snuck into the back of something. Or
Okay, we
seen
don't
something.
say that out loud.
There was once
Definitely
when he was,
not.
when he was
Definitely never
courting me.
happened.
I got a quick
Okay, but
sneak
we're
in.
not saying who or where.
But to watch him from beginning to end, and I always knew this about him, but to see it, how much he put into everything, how much he took care of everyone helping along the way, and then it all came together. I just think there's not many people that can sit there from the start of something and say, this is what I want. And he's done this with his whole life. It's how I think he sat and had a dream about how he wanted his life to be, and here he is making it happen. And most people can't say that. And so I just got to see that from the beginning to end, and I thought, I can't believe it. He'll be with me from beginning to end. You know? Like, I got to see him do it, and it was a visual representation of what he'll do for me for the rest of our lives. So
Oh, babe.
It's fine,
Yeah,
we're
it was
all going to
beautiful.
cry
Yeah, I
now.
thought we were done
beautiful.
with the tears,
I thought
actually.
so too, but it was beautiful.
Oh,
It was
babe,
beautiful.
thank
It was
you.
all a love letter to me, the whole wedding. And when he said that in the vows, it was like, whoa. Because what could I do? I was like, okay.
No, it really felt like both of you,
No,
though.
no,
It
you
really-
did.
I know, I'm not
yeah.
being selfish.
When I
I'm not-
say, like-
It's fine.
I feel like I'm great.
I'm great.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. I'm good.
No, he knows he's great. But when I say like the ceremony was incredible, but it's also because you wrote it.
Yeah.
Like I designed something beautiful, yes, but without the heart and the soul, it's just a space.
Yeah.
And you brought the love in the room in a way that like you're such a talented writer, and like
It's true.
that ceremony start to finish was Kyle. The music, Kyle, like all credit is due, and I think that's the beauty of this relationship, and the balance
Yeah.
is like what he can do so effortlessly and easily is something that would take me forever, and that I would toil over for, again and again and again, and he's just like, here it is, and I'm like, how did you do that? Your gift, we have different gifts, and I think
Well, it's
that
a show, honey.
yeah.
And it
Producer
came
hat was on.
together. Like I
Yes.
did see both of your souls in this
Yeah.
event, and your communities. It really was like the wedding was in itself a partnership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just such a true honor to be there as
Aw.
a
Aw,
guest.
we love
We
you.
were so happy you were there. We had the best time.
And I think everyone should marry a wedding planner.
I know. I think I really.
No, your wedding was amazing.
Ours wouldn't have been so chaotic if
Even
we had
with-
Your wedding was incredible. We had
was
the
incredible.
best time.
I think at the end of the day, you just have to pour yourself and your love story into your wedding. Like,
Yes.
so many people do what they think they have to do, what their parents want them to do. But if you share your DNA, it can't go wrong. It can't be
that's
bad.
Good advice. Is there
Totally.
anything else that you, any other advice that you feel like, as a wedding planner, now having done it, you're like, oh, I have new advice to give my clients?
I mean, I feel like I've been saying you do you, boo, like my whole life to
Yeah.
myself and to my clients. But now, like, I really can say, like, even if it doesn't make sense logically or in the outside world, you're like, why would we do that? Like, if it has meaning, pursue it and do it. And then share it later or don't. But, like, it'll make sense to the people it's meant to make sense to. But a wedding is just a party without your DNA.
That's beautiful.
So, like, you have to have Kyle's song and his writing and his Barbra Streisand, and you have to have my color and my love for chocolate and candy and French fries. Like, that's why our wedding was
Totally.
amazing, because it was us.
that is why.
So I think that's why you have to do it.
Oh, I think that's a beautiful place for us to wrap up. But I do want to ask, because there's something exciting coming up.
There
in
sure
your life,
is.
Kyle. I mean, almost as exciting as a wedding.
I
in a
couldn't
way.
disagree, or I couldn't agree more.
You're like, I disagree.
Sorry, the champagne or Freudian slip. I don't really know which one it was.
Kyle, you are going to be making your star turn.
TV debut.
TV debut
yes.
on the forthcoming season of Worst Cooks in America.
Mm-hmm.
In always trying to better yourself for your partner,
Wait a
I
minute.
decided
A
that
gift to you.
a gift to you
Uh-huh.
was that I needed to learn to cook now that I'm a married man.
Uh-huh.
So they happen to be having auditions, shall you say, for terrible. Wait, what's it called? Talented and Terrible is the tagline for this new season of
Yep.
Worst Cooks, where everyone has talent. So I will be singing and cooking.
Wait, you're going to be singing?
Oh,
I didn't know this.
At the same
I'm
time,
singing and
Emma.
cooking the same time.
Well,
Yes.
he's singing while attempting to cook. I'm going to be very honest.
There's a good line where I was like, "This is my Tuscan salmon."
But the salmon's not cooking because
Yeah.
the gas is not on. You
So
know what
it's
I mean?
hard. I had to pay attention to songs, and also nothing can be copyrighted. So I had to think of songs from like before whatever it is, 19 or
Stop.
20, 40, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I had to think of all these songs from a long time ago and then mix them with cooking lyrics while making food. It was really fun. It was an amazing experience. It's really bittersweet because we know Anne Burrell is no longer with us.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an amazing season.
An
in
homage to
memory
her,
of
really,
an
yeah.
homage to her, a celebration of her. She was the most wonderful person. Actually, I found out quickly that she was our neighbor
I didn't
in
know
Brooklyn.
that.
Yeah, she lives really close. She lived really close to us, and was the kindest. And used to say that she was such a lucky girl because she got to do what she loves each day.
Oh, my God.
So what I'm taking from this season with me is to work harder on always being with who I love, doing what I love, and celebrating joy in life, because you just never know. And it's going to be a really crazy season, and let's see how far I get and what I learn and what songs I sing.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
If people are interested in checking out the season, how
Yep.
can they find it? When is it airing?
It airs first July 28th at 9 p.m. It's a Monday. It'll be on Food Network Weekly.
Live TV,
Live
ladies
TV.
and gentlemen.
And then you can watch on HBO Max afterwards if you're busy at 9 p.m. But who is? Come on.
No,
If you're
please.
like
I will
me.
be sad.
Add it to your calendar.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's going to be.
It's
I haven't
already in
seen
mind.
anything.
It's gonna be fun.
But
There's a clown from Barnum and Bailey.
Uh-huh.
We've got a female wrestler who I loved. We've got the gymnast from Utah. I mean,
Lots
we've got
of-
Glozell
a
on there.
variety of
The
talent.
original
Okay.
cinnamon challenge. It's something you should, and a really hot host that was fun to work with.
Uh-huh.
Sounds amazing. I am
It's-
so excited to watch.
I can't
and
wait.
Everyone, check it out.
Tune in.
Tune in to see Kyle not now know how to get around the kitchen.
100%. It's going to be entertaining start to finish. And I'm told he might actually cook at home for once.
I
Yeah,
feel like
I
that
think
should be your reward at the end.
It hasn't
I
happened
need
yet.
to watch the show to remember what I
Oh.
learned.
The lessons.
Wow, so that all really stuck with
Yes.
you.
He may or may not have tried to make mashed potatoes by putting an uncooked potato
I don't think that we're going to talk about that.
in a blender, and it didn't do anything.
Kyle.
Watch and learn.
It's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Weddings-ish. Just have
Well,
to do it every
cheers.
time.
Thank you, Emma.
Oh
Emma.
my
This
God.
has been
Thank
so
you
much
for
fun.
having me. This
This
is
has been
such a
so much
delight.
fun.
We love you.
I love you guys.
And now it's time for Ask Jove. I couldn't be more excited to be in studio with my dear friend Sloan for
Ask Jove.
What do we have today, Sloan?
Our next question is from Daryl from Tennessee.
Hi, Daryl.
We are reaching the max on our budget
Ooh,
and
Kel
need to make some
Surprise. I mean, like,
Hello.
welcome to the club, honey. There's a budget and then there's reality.
And then it's a harsh reality sometimes.
I'm knee deep in it right now. I
Okay.
keep refreshing the budget, hoping it will change.
These numbers will go higher.
Yes.
Is there another zero?
And this is what I do for a living.
And
do you know what I mean?
Planning your wedding is hard.
It's hard. Daryl, we feel you. We respect your budget. Now let's get
What's
your
going
question.
on, Daryl?
Sorry.
Okay, we're considering using a playlist instead of hiring a DJ.
Okay.
It's a way to cut the cost.
Yes.
He says, our venue allows us to hook up a device to their sound system, but what are other things we should be conscious of?
So, Daryl, I would say if dancing is important to you, a playlist, in my opinion, is not the way.
Okay.
To save money. I would say, like, let's look at the budget holistically and find other ways to cut, and then use a playlist for welcome music, for ceremony, for cocktail hour, and even for dinner. And then hire a DJ for a few hours.
Right.
You don't need the DJ to do the whole thing. Maybe they'll do it for a few hours, the dancing portion. And if the venue has a sound system, then the DJ wouldn't charge you for the sound system.
Like bringing in speakers,
Bringing in
et
all
cetera.
their speakers, all their setup, all that time and equipment rental. So I think that, I don't know, for me, a playlist doesn't ever hit the way you want it to.
Right.
There's not the transitions that you want. It cannot read the room.
It cannot.
Like, if it plays Madonna and the room falls flat,
What are you
where
going to
do
do?
we go from there?
Right.
What are you going to do? And then you're going to run back and you're going to be on your iPhone or your iPad or your whatever. Someone else becomes the DJ.
Right.
So that's my honest reaction is I just don't think if you want to dance, this
Doing
is the way
just
to
a
do
playlist
it.
is the way to do it, right?
I don't think so. Am I wrong? Am I being too
I don't
harsh?
think that you're wrong. I think that it's really, really hard to get things to hit right when they are predetermined.
Yes.
Right. But in those moments where you are sitting down to dinner, like if you don't have any speeches that are happening during dinner, fine. Choose some really great, love-based music. We hear it
100%,
often, because a lot of that music they will allow those songs to go more to fruition.
Yep.
And maybe that could be a really fun planning moment where
Yes.
you and your partner sit
Make
down.
this playlist together.
Exactly.
We're doing a playlist for cocktail hour.
Love.
And it's literally Kyle and I, and we're figuring all the music out, and we love it. It was like, we don't need a full band at cocktail hour.
Right.
I feel like after the ceremony, people want to talk about the couple. You know what I mean? What they wore, their vows, they were funny, they cried, whatever. They want to gossip.
Absolutely. That and they want to catch up with each other.
Correct. So you don't need live music at that point. If you're into it and you love it, you should have it. But I think a playlist is perfect for arrivals, for ceremony, for cocktail hour, and for dinner. No question. But I think you're right. The spontaneity of dancing, you can't make it happen.
You can't.
You don't know until you're in the room. Is it dark? Is it sweaty? Are they feeling this song? Are they not feeling this? Are they ready for Robin, I'm in a corner?
Right.
Are they ready for Whitney,
dancing with somebody who loves me?
I want to dance with somebody?
Yeah.
Are they ready for Celine, I drove all night? What are they ready for? You don't know, and you can't predict it.
Right.
You might know your friends, you might know your favorite music, their favorite music, the music people like. But also, usually a playlist is a song all the way through.
Right. So you're
4,
staying with
5,
that for
6, 7, 8 minutes.
Exactly.
We don't want that. You want to get in and out in under a minute and a half.
If it's not hitting right, you got to transition.
And you got to transition right out. We went to a wedding and the DJ played full song. It was like...
My brain doesn't know how to understand that
me neither.
experience.
And there were two of them. 2 people. And this was a gay wedding, and we were all ready to
go
party it up and go. Actually, this is the second gay wedding with a bad DJ, and we have a great DJ.
What's happening?
We have a great DJ, but the
Yeah, you
gays, the
do.
bar is high, and I was
Yeah.
like, come on. So we're at this wedding. We are all ready to go. And this DJ is playing full songs, intro to outro,
Bye.
the whole night.
No.
And I was like, you think this is No one is responding.
We don't need 7 minutes of Pitbull.
No.
We don't need it.
We don't. And like a prayer, we want a chorus, maybe 2, and then we want to move on.
Yep.
Britney's Toxic, like we don't need the whole song.
No.
We want the high moments, we want to give it the thing and move on to the next one. You got to keep people going.
Yeah.
So I would say if we can find in your budget somewhere else.
For like 4 hours of a DJ.
Yeah, you could even do less. 4 is nice because dinner and dancing.
Yeah. Well,
but if you're
also,
going to eat and then dance, that's true.
Yep.
But if they plug and play, I don't know, maybe less flowers, maybe one less past appetizer, maybe
No favors.
no favors, maybe like a no welcome back. I just
Right.
think if you're there to party and dance, you got to prioritize a DJ. Is my honest opinion.
Let's talk really quickly about like logistics of using a playlist.
Yes.
You need someone to like man the system.
You need the device.
Mhm.
If you're going to go this route,
Do not disturb mode.
do not disturb mode and download.
Download
the entire playlist.
Do not depend on Wi-Fi.
Do not, because it won't be there when you need it.
Yep.
Wi-Fi is the devil sometimes.
Test it earlier in the day.
Yep.
Or the day before if you're at your venue the day before and they allow you to come in.
Make sure you have the right plug-in.
Oh my gosh.
Because all these new devices have new plugs, different holes, different sizes, and not everybody has everything. So
Right.
you need to make sure you have the right equipment and the right dongle.
Mm-hmm. Love that word.
Dongle. We just have like 17 dongles in our kit because I'm like, one of these has
I
to
know.
fit. Like
Little
it's
Swiss
it's
Army of
wild
dongles.
why they're all so different. So yes, test it, download it, and then I would like play it at home.
Mm-hmm.
And feel free to edit all the way up till. Like if you're like, oh, that makes sense into there or no. And you can probably find amazing playlists online, pre-made where DJs are spinning live.
Oh,
so
that'd
at
be
least
nice.
you have those transitions and those cool moments and maybe those mashups. Like you don't have to do it yourself from Spotify or
Mhm.
iTunes. Like you could download someone else's set list
Right.
if you love it and
Yeah.
it's legal
Mer-
or not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Maybe you can pay for it.
Yeah, Daryl,
small
I just,
amount.
yes, give that artist their
Yeah.
money. But Daryl, I just want you to have a DJ. I want you to have a good time.
We want you to have a good time.
But these are the pros and cons of both.
Maybe
and I
make the best
think
decision.
If you're nervous about it and you don't do it, will you regret it?
Right.
And is it a regret that's going to haunt you? And is it worth whatever that amount of money is? I'm not encouraging debt or going over your budget. But maybe your budget was wrong.
Even if you're refreshing.
Yeah, like honestly,
There's
who's
something
gonna be-
else you could cut.
yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But we can't wait for you to party and have the best time ever.
Get it in Tennessee.
Get it, Daryl? Don't forget to send your questions. Again, any questions, send them our way to hi@jovemeyer.com and maybe I will answer them on air. If you can, send a voice memo. I love to hear your voice.
Weddings-ish.
Thank you again for listening or watching Weddings-ish with Jove. If you liked today's episode, please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. We're also super grateful to Mel Flannery for the music on the podcast. She created, produced, and designed all of the music. And don't forget, you can watch Weddings-ish with Jove on Love Stories TV, YouTube, or streaming TV channel. Visit lovestoriestv.com/live for the list of streaming apps.
Weddings-ish. Weddings-ish.